Hello everybody, we're here with Branded Despia. Wait, what's that? Buster Blader? Huh, I guess it's not your normal branded deck. Buster Blader Branded Despia? That's a mouthful. So this deck, in theory, is supposed to counter the meta, right? You pretty much lock out your opponent's plays, you make them all become dragons, you lock them out with the Buster Blader fusion spell, and you have your Mirror Jade to back it up. And since you're playing Despia, you got the really strong like Guardian Chimera combo as well with it. Now, I guess it's time to put it to the test and test it against the meta and see how this actually performs when live tested. Let's go and let's see. Maniples. Hello everybody, we're here for game number 1. Our hand is looking pretty dog. But we at least have crosswall. We have cross out, so it's not too bad. Actually, the hand's not horrible. It's not the best though. We're gonna have to cross out with max C though. Because if we don't, we're probably done. We gotta hope our opponent does not have an imperm and they do not have effect failure. If they have either one of those, we probably scream. Very high chance we scream if they have one of those. And they do not. So, Tragato, thank you. Thank you for not having that. We're gonna go into the Mirror Jade Ice. Everyone loves this card. I think it's everyone's favorite card. And we do the combo. Now, if you guys don't know the regular Despia combo with Mirror and Red, Brandon and Red, is you set Brandon and Red with Ad Libitum in the hand, and then this lets you go into Guardian Chimera, and it lets you have Mirror Jade. So pretty busted. Pretty insane-o combo. So we're going to activate this immediately. Go into Guardian Chimera. He goes into Mirror Jade. My effect activates. And then... let's see. Our opponent activates their Mirror Jade. Which is going to pop my... it's going to banish my poor dude. But that's life. That's not a big deal. Not the end of the world. And we kill his Mirror Jade. And all our cards die on our turn. Real fun. We have Branded Opening though, so we do have protection. And our Imperm is bye-bye, so that's sad too. He gets Maximus. Remember, he has Floowandereeze in hand too, so he has a negate. So I really have to be careful using this Mirror Jade effect. The good thing with Mirror Jade's effect too is like when you send to graveyard, it's for cost. So even if he summons this to negate, I still sent it. So now I'm able to search for other shit. Now it's back to us. All right, we're gonna summon Aliber. That's getting effect veilered, but we have Called by the Grave, which we are gonna use. So far, so good. Now this Ignister, the Wind Ignister, is gonna be a big problem. It's gonna make it very hard to OTK. Plus he has Snow. Another thing too he could have done there, he could have activated Snow to banish the effect veiler, so I couldn't get the search on this. That was definitely a play he could have done too. Huh. So now he activates the Floowandereeze. So we activate Brandon in the red. The reason why we activate Brandon in red here is so we can dodge the negate. I know this is non-targeting, but like it still dodges. It protects Libellion from it. So now we go into Cortus. And if this ended up banishing, if this does it to Cortus, that's fine. Because now we got to do this. We shuffle back our Guardian Chimera, and we go into drag. Now this is where things get a little bit annoying. So he bounces it back. There's like zero, like, negative chance we actually kill him here. And then I go into prosaic to do more damage. We're like in a massive losing position right now, by the way. Just nothing has really gone right for us this game. I definitely feel like I misplayed a few times here. Like, I don't really know. I can't really pinpoint exactly where. Because remember, hindsight is 20/20. You don't know what's in your opponent's hand. You don't know what they have. So, and by the way, I am going to point out, Tragato, even though he seemed like a nice guy, the dude was in my chat typing to me as he's playing this game. So he knows exactly what's in my hand. So Dogmatica Nexus effect doesn't activate because my card's face down. So we're actually able to chunk our opponent fucking massive damage here. Makes me feel like I should have rammed it into Tragato though, because I didn't realize, like, so Nexus's effect activates again. I didn't realize this would activate again, to be honest. But alright, we're at a stalemate now. Just me and Tragato. I set the Droll because if he the reason I set Droll is because if he top decks Branded Fusion, I lose the game. So I do want to point out for anyone in the comments who ends up roasting me for this match, if I did anything wrong, I don't even know if I really did anything wrong. The dude was in my chat looking at my hand, so he can clearly play around whatever I had. You know what I mean? I purposely have my name here though, so people could come follow me. Small channel, you kind of have to do it. But man, it's a little tilting though, because it's like, oh, I'm gonna lose. We somehow won the game. I don't know how, but we won it. Hello, we're here for game number 2, and our hand is actually looking not the worst. And by the way, I want to apologize. A lot of these games are like me versus Branded Despia or Floowandereeze or something like that. And dude, that is like 90% of what I play. You have to remember, this is I was streaming this day 1 of the reset. So we have the biggest, smelliest, try-hard nerds online fucking grinding this shit. It is what it is. Normally I don't, like, in Plat, like Plat 5, like, you don't normally play against these type of decks, but everyone's Plat 5 right now, you know what I mean? Because they're all grinding up. But yeah, we just kept playing against sweat after sweat. But yeah, obviously my Maxi will never resolve. I'm like very used to Maxi not resolving at this point. I have this random fly that keeps flying around me. It's like bothering the hell out of me. It's like, fuck, dude, leave me alone. And yeah, he's just doing basic Despia shit. He has a Lure of Darkness too, kind of sussy. Lure of Darkness, a little sussy. Alright, well, we drew a pretty good card here. He's going to activate... Oh. So I actually make a misplay. I know for a fact I make a misplay here. I mean, the misplay isn't this. This is actually good, because we called by the grave his Branded red, so now he's not able to do what he wants anymore. But we Branded Fusion... And I sent Tragedy to Graveyard. I should not have sent Tragedy because I just used Tragedy. So Tragedy is going to get negated. So it's kind of tilting. But we go to Mirror Jade. I activate my Mirror Jade. He activates his Mirror Jade. I droplet his Mirror Jade, and the only reason I'm dropletting his Mirror Jade is because I'm trying to set up for next turn to lock him out. So I needed the Mirror Jade to pop is what I'm getting at. So he's gonna pop my back row here, even though it's not because I have an opening to protect it. But he's gonna pop this back row, right? And now I can pop Prologue. So now I can activate Prologue of Darkness. And then Prologue of Darkness, I can chain it with Destruction Sword of Memories. And this should lock my opponent out of the game. So Buster Blade of Destruction, Destroyer Sword. And then I go into Buster Dragon. This makes all his cards Dragon, and it negates all their card activations. See, so now he tries to go into Glory Dragon. Turns into a dragon. He's negated. He concedes. He realizes the writing is on the wall. Alright, everybody. We're here for game number 3, and I broke up the monotony of us playing against Despia. So now we're playing against Floowandereeze. Another real fun treat for us. The good thing is we do have this imperm. Bad thing is he has field spell. Kind of tilting. But not the end of the world. So he summons Eaglin. So in this scenario where they have everything, you always want to imperm the Eaglin, because if he doesn't have any tributes, right, he just can't really do anything, right? So you always want to imperm the Eaglin in this scenario. Always. Now if he summons Rabina, and he actually has a follow-up play here, like Barrier Stack Shoot, it's fine, you have Droplet, you're Gucci. You also need to remember Droplet's really important here too, because he does have the field spell, which is going to summon, so it's almost like the trap. That's why you got the Eaglin. So we add our Branded Fusion, he activates Eaglin, we just Droplet, we send his Rabina to the graveyard. That's Gucci. We don't want that shit no more. Thank you. Come again. So we're going to Branded Fusion, and he is going to Ash us. Kind of tilting. I'm going to show you guys a cool trick, though. I'm going to show you guys a really funny, cool trick to beat Floowandereeze's deck. So Branded decks normally can't do this, but this deck can. So he Twin Twisters me. I activate Trap Trick. And I summon the Destruction Sword. So he activates his ability. I activate my Destruction Sword. So remember, we actually cannot go into Buster Dragon right now. We don't have a dragon in the graveyard. But Buster Dragon makes all cards that go on the field a dragon. So it actually does not proc the activated effects over here because they need to be winged beasts. So my opponent is locked out of ever getting cards in his extra deck unless this card's dealt with. And since I'm able to get Branded Fusion, I also have Branded in red. Hello everybody, we're here for game number 4, and my goodness. We're going to max C. Is this resolving? No? Cool. I didn't want to resolve anyway. So we have these 2 Droll and Lockbirds, which is actually not the worst, but... No. It's like one of those things, like, okay, well, he's gonna get Tragedy. He already had Branded Fusion in hand. Like, do I really care about him drawing extra cards now at this point? And I probably should have drawn Lockbird after the Tragedy, to be honest. It wasn't that big of a deal to me, though. Like, I was just, like, thinking... Like, while I was doing this, I was like, it's really not much you can do. Like, look, he's going to Masquerade Dragon. Already a bad play. Unless this is a Branded in red and my opponent's insanely lucky. He doesn't even have the Ad Libitum in hand. Like, I don't know. I'm not too worried about any of this. But all our effects are activating. He activates Infinite Impermanence, and guess what? We are lucky because we have Brandon in red. And our opponent's actually just fucking boned. They are so fucked. You have no idea. We didn't need to take Tragedy, but we did. So now we can actually just go into Guardian Chimera. This activates. I go into Mirror Jade. And then we add Ad Libitum. We're going to activate Guardian Chimera's effect. And remember, our opponent's gonna most likely activate their effect as well. So they'll probably either get Guardian Chimera or this. I end up banishing that because it keeps coming back, so it's kind of annoying. And they pop, draw 2. Pretty good. And then I can activate this effect. So actually, I want to point out massive misplay. I'm pretty sure this is how it works. Wait, no, it's not a misplay. Never mind, because it permanently negates it. But I'm saying if you soft negate this after I use the effect, I'm pretty sure I can use the effect again on your turn. I could be wrong though. I'm pretty dumb, but I'm also pretty much a genius. Alright, so we're going to be trading each other's fields, which is all this is fine. I set the imperm. Hallelujah. I think we'll be okay. We're going to stop the Albion search, so I got search for Brandon Red, and I have a Brandon Fusion. He has absolutely no follow-up. Wait, does he have Tragedy? Yeah, he's Tragedy, never mind. He can just Branded Fusion. You know, Tragedy is not a broken card at all. And then he has Maxi. Of course he does. Why not? Just add it. Insult to injury. So, this is why it's not a bad play, though, either way, because we can go into Despia and Cortis. He goes into Albion Branded. And our Ad Libitum is going to be able to special summon our beautiful little monkey. Oh, wait. We get called by the Grieved. Oh, that's annoying. Well, we're going to imperm. If we're not playing the game, you're not playing the game, buddy. How about that one? No way. No way, girlfriend. We playing this game, yo. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got him. I love making other Branded decks suffer. But I am playing. It's pretty much I haven't seen a single Buster Blade card this entire fucking game. So I'm kind of being my own worst enemy at this point, right? Like, I really am. This should be game. This should be GG at this point, right? I'm going to Mirror Jade. And then that searches for Aliber, and I can summon Aliber, and the whole world spins right round. God, this deck is so annoying. Hey, guess what, guys? Game number 5. Guess what we're playing against? I guarantee you'll never guess it in a million years. Come on, write it down in the comments down below what your guess is. Your AC, they have a Maxi. What deck could have that? Only a specific deck that I play against will have it. You guessed right. It's Branded Despia. Haha. What a surprise. Alright, so Rebellion is going to activate their effect. You guys already know how this shit goes. I'm going to actually fast forward this because this shit is so boring. You do the same play over and over. The only difference here is we actually don't have to use Mirror Jade's effect because we have Brandon in red here. So when you have the Ad Libitum and Brandon in red naturally in hand, or not just a Brandon in red naturally in hand, you can make way crazier plays. So you're going to see out of this game. We're going to be able to, like, be crazy with our plays. And our opponent's playing Fateful Adventure. That is, like, a good out to Mirror Jade. Just saying. So, our opponent is going to go into their own Rebellion, which is relatively annoying, but not the end of the world. By the way, never banish Rebellion with the Mirror Jade's effect. I know most of you won't, but like it uses banish cards too, so it can just use itself after you do that. I just don't want anyone making that mistake if you guys are newer to the game. So he's gonna go into Dragstalia. So this is like the weird play. Him going to Albion and then drag was really fucking strange. He didn't even have a thought in his head that I could have a Brandon in red right now. Because this just blows his ass out, dude. In a very sexual way. So we're going to add Despian Tragedy. We're going to fuse all 3 of our cards into a Guardian Chimera. And we banish the drag. And then Guardian Chimera's effect activates. Yay. And then he activates his own branded red. Cool. So you guys are gonna see, I don't know if I make the right play here. Well, I can tell you right now. Let's see. I'm not 100%. Yeah, I do use it on his opening, which is actually not the best play. I probably should just hit the Fateful Adventure here because he had the opening in the grave. But it does get rid of the opening, you know, so it does have a purpose. So this is like the strangest shit I've ever seen. This guy uses Draco back to bounce back Guardian Chimera. Like, I know, like, there's a graveyard effect to this, too. Wait, is there? I don't even know. There's no there's no graveyard effect. Yeah, this is, like, stupid. Why would you ever bounce this? Like, Mirror Jade is the obvious choice to actually bounce. But I was able to, since he got rid of a fusion, I'm able to bring back Aliber and negate the drag. And this forces him to use this ability first. I actually banished the drag. The reason I banished the drag is because since I'll explain it right now. I banished the drag because he can't actually kill my Mirror Jade with what's on the board besides drag. So that means I get to keep Mirror Jade for next turn. Technically, I could have just banished the token, which in a lot of scenarios would be okay. But if he had Wanderer and Griffin, that motherfucker would have used it already. So him not having Wanderer and Griffin, it just made me lean towards banishing that instead. But if you know he has Wanderer and Griffin, you definitely banish the token in that scenario. Just saying. Hello, everybody. I'm including this last game just because I thought it was hilarious. So our opponent, we're gonna speed through this a little. They're playing Dark Magician, but they're playing the strong version of Dark Magician where they're using the branded spells too. Our opponent has an insane opening too with the Magician Souls and everything. Yup, yada yada. He goes into Verte. Verte goes into that, so he's able to go into Mirror Jade. And then he sets. So he has Internal Soul, blank card, and whatever is 3 cards in hand. One's a hand trap. We have Crossout Designator though, so we're Gucci, and it's just so. This is just a really funny game, and it's very short. I just thought it was so funny to me. After playing against Despia like for fucking like 6 hours straight, like this was just comical. So I used Branded Fusion. I know he already used the Joel and Lockbird, which is why I actually sent the Destruction Whelp to the graveyard. I go into Mirror Jade. I activate Mirror Jade's effect. And this is so funny, dude. Look. He banishes his own Mirror Jade. I don't know what he was thinking with that, but I have another card on my field. So I can just banish Aliber. And I think once he realized that, he conceded the game. Because he's like, oh shit, I fucked up. He conceded the game. Which I thought was hilarious. I hope you guys like that. Let's get to the recap. Hello everybody, we're here for the recap. And how did Buster Despia go? How did the deck go? I'm going to say 1 to 2 things. The deck is definitely way more fun than playing just branded. Because you do have, even though we didn't see branded that much, I mean, not branded, Buster Blader that much, we did have a lot of Buster Blader cards in the deck. The only way I can think we see it more often is putting in more trap tricks. Just to increase the variance of which we see the card. The card's also not like the best going on the draw. So if you're going turn 2, it's not really you're not like breaking boards with it. You typically want to be going first if you're playing this. Like if you're going second, you're just so much better off just playing Branded Despia. But it's still fine. It's still okay. Because I can tell you this right now, when we resolve Buster Dragon and Buster Blader, our opponent instantly loses the game if they have nothing to answer it. So that's a very powerful effect. There's only a few cards in the game that like can actually do that effect very consistently. And I think it's actually relatively consistent. I think it's decently consistent. The only problem is for you to be... If your opponent stops your Despia plays, which allow you to put Albion in the graveyard, it's very hard for you to do this effect because Albion is typically the dragon we use for the fusion, unless you're able to somehow, like, you know, with, like, let's say you have Buster Whelp in hand, normal summon Buster Whelp, you get the trap with its effect, you use Branded Opening, special summon Alibur, and then you can link both these cards off and go into Protector, Whelp of Destruction. And that way you actually would have an abundance of cards to actually set up the combo easily. But if you're not drawing those exact cards, it is definitely a little bit harder consistency-wise to do it. How did the deck perform? That's a big question. I feel like the deck performed pretty well. We were able to, like, we climbed pretty easily to Plat 4. And while we were climbing to Plat 3, we hit kind of a snag. I literally kept going to second every game, and I definitely threw some of those games, and we deranked. And then after deranking, when I played off stream, we climbed up back to Plat 4, and we actually hit Plat 3. So that was actually pretty good. I honestly didn't keep, because I played a lot of games, so I didn't keep track of all the games. I would say I probably had, for me to climb to Plat 3, I probably had to have at least like a 65% win rate, but I don't know exactly. But like I said, we're playing against the most competitive decks, the sweatiest of nerds, so it's the first day of the season. So you gotta take that with a grain of salt. I think the deck's actually pretty good. It's a lot better than I thought. If Despia was like rated a 9 and 9.5 for right now, like if Branded Despia was like, let's say Branded Despia right now, it's a tier 1 deck. I'd probably say it's like a 9, 9.5, right? For right now, for the current meta, this deck is probably like an 8.5, 9, because it's generally just running branded. You're running Branded Despia with some cards that could be bricks but could win you the game. So when looking at it like that, it's definitely a very powerful archetype. That all being said, I'm going to tell you this right now. I actually don't, like, if you guys are limited on ultra rares, I don't think you need to build 2 ultra, like these Buster Blader Dragon things. I think 1 is enough. I actually think if you build 1 of these and 1 Buster Dragon, you're probably fine. Because honestly, if they out if they out this, a lot of times you're not winning the grind match anyway. I'm just saying for people who are on a budget. You know what I mean? The people who don't have enough ultra rare dust. I had 2 of these from opening packs. So I mean, it is what it is. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys want to see next. Honestly, I'll also join the Discord. I'm starting to do a lot more of the replay videos, and let me know what type of the format you like for the replay videos. Check them out. One of them I did commentary over it, and then the other 2 I did it was more of like a meme type style format. A lot of people have been telling me they prefer the commentary, so maybe I continue doing the commentary. Just let me know. Have a good one, guys, and goodbye.